here we go. A pleasant good evening. My name is Ernesto Garcia, and this is the Mesilla Valley News Sports Podcast from the Broken Spoke Taphouse. We're live every Tuesday. We're in the winter hour, so we're in the 5 o'clock hour, getting ready for some exciting high school basketball around the area. We'll talk about that and so much more. But we get started first by welcoming on deck, first displaces first. That's our very good friend, Max from the Broken Spoke Taphouse. It is good to see you, my friend. And I tell you what, we are counting down to so many great things, and I'm going to try to get them best I can. First of all, the most important thing, new hours, more expanded hours. When most businesses and you're trying to find a place to eat, oh, it's closed, or they're closed on this day. Oh, there's the temporary hours that have been wiped out with some scratching board and stuff. Not you guys. You guys have been pretty set, and you've expanded some more hours, haven't you?
Yeah, we're moving back to our standard hours, if you will. It'll mainly be over at Amador, where the new hours are, but we'll be open Tuesday through Saturday, beginning at 11 a.m. over at Amador Patio Bar and Grill. We're still 4 p.m. here at the Spoke for the time being, all week though. And then, of course, 575 is opening on February 12th.
We're almost there.
We're almost there. Yeah, we're going to have our kickoff night there, and full new menu. The menu's actually in rotation now, so you can come in and order now, but we've been kind of marketing everything for February 1st.
I noticed there is a Buffalo Bills fan that has stayed here since Sunday and has not.
Yeah, he's still at the bar. He hasn't moved.
He's had a tough time because I was like him, very upset that game went the way it went, and I still can't believe Josh Allen. And you still had 13 seconds, and yet Dak Prescott had 14 seconds. So go figure how that plays out.
Kelly Fort Construction. He's been literally sitting at the bar all weekend, just staring at the TV, waiting for it to come back up.
I know, waiting to see if anything changes, and it just did it.
Yeah.
It just did it. Yeah. So I tell you what, I'm looking forward to what is going to be an exciting year of what's going on and so many things that are happening here at the Broken Spoke. But of course, Amador Days, they are coming as well, and people need to get those tickets as soon as they can.
They do, yeah. That's starting to sell really well, and of course, that's the 3-day music festival we have for early May. We're starting at Cinco de Mayo, and it'll be May 5th, 6th, and 7th, and the headliner for Thursday is the Cumbia Kings.
There you go.
And A.B. Quintanilla III will be, headlining that one. And then we have Chris Perez on Friday the 6th. And, of course, he was Selena's husband, was in the band as well. He's got his own band now. And that's going to be a big one. And then we're going to top it all off on Saturday the 7th with the Huracanes del Norte. And Frank Ray's going to be here. Bree Bagwell's going to be here. Lots of big bands coming, and you can get them online. Just go to amadorlive.com, and it's right there on the top, or follow any of our social media platforms. You can also come right in and get your tickets with your beers, if you will. We have printed tickets here. You can get them right here.
I tell you what, Chef Mark, I can't wait to see him next week. We're going to have to get him here because we need to start getting ready for Valentine's Day. And you've got an exquisite menu that you're only going to find here, but reservations are going fast, so don't wait till the last second. Fellas.
Yeah, we launched that, and we're doing 3 days of Valentine's Day dinner. So it's a paired planned menu. It'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday of Valentine's Day weekend. And we have entertainment all nights. We have Daniel Villasenor. I don't know if you've ever seen him. You'll see him in our posts. He does all this really cool stuff on the keyboard and piano, but he does it sporting a 18-inch high mohawk, which is super cool. And then we have Josh Lucero, who's been with us several times. He's I guess he's probably 18 now, but this kid started learning how to sing over COVID, and he not only does he look like a young Frank Sinatra, but he does all the Sinatra's hits. It's crazy. And he's even got the old style mic and all that. So he'll be here doing his ballads, And then we have Brothers Inc. on Saturday. They're a trio harmony band. Great stuff for a nice evening, a nice romantic dinner. And definitely get signed up, because those are starting to go pretty quick. And we can only fit so many people, and that's all happening at the Amador Patio Bar and Grill. Of course, the Spoke will be open to the general public, and all that. And then, of course, Saturday night, we'll be opening 575. So
I'm telling you what, I'm looking forward to the opening of 575. I'm looking open for so much more. It's all the times that you need. And like I said, we've got still a lot of live music. And like I said, with the extended hours, you can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. And then, of course, we're gearing up for St. Patty's Day. We've been saving up several years of stuff for that, just because we haven't been able to pull it off. But we got quite a few events we're getting ready to announce and launch for St. Patty's Day. And actually, we just had a meeting today with several of the other places downtown, Little Toad. It's not the ice box here. What does he call it? It's the sister.
I can't remember.
Boneyard.
Boneyard, yes,
Yeah,
the
the
Boneyard.
Boneyard.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, which is part of Icebox. They're going to be. We're working on putting together a pub crawl for downtown for St. Patty's Day, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
I tell you what, college students are starting to get back. How's that ready to go? What do we got set up for them?
Jack's every Friday, Saturday night right now is rolling, and then of course 575. We're going to be bringing in some guest DJs, some high-end DJs, and stuff like that. It's going to be more of a club atmosphere now, and we're just ready to go. We're ready for spring.
I'm telling you what, live music, all the stuff you need, students coming back, and of course the great menu specials. And right now today, what's the big special that people can enjoy as more people start to come in today?
Well, we have our $20 early happy hour menu, so you get a shareable and 2 drinks. That's always really popular. And then just come in and check out the new menu. I mean, there's like 14 new items on it. So there's one on there called the Max. I don't think it was meant to be named after me, but it's you could feed a family of 4 with that burrito. It's this giant smothered burrito that we're doing. So
all right, next week Chef Mark needs to show us what the Max looks like. All right, let him know that we want that next week. Maybe
we'll be rolling.
Yeah, I think we might have the superintendent here next week, so I'd like to show him what that would look like.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
come on.
We'll get more folks. Now, I just want to remind folks, as you got high school games going on, there's no concession stand, so you cannot eat or drink at the high school gym. So the good news is you can come here first, then head over to the gyms and relax.
Yeah, come on, we'll take care of you.
There you go. Good luck. Who do you got, Cruces or Mayfield tonight?
Oh, I got to go Bulldog. Yes, my daughter's
okay. I just want to make sure. There you go. So I think William Benjamin might have said something if you didn't catch it doing that.
Yeah, I got a hawk and a bulldog.
Hawk and a bulldog. Yeah. Max, always great to see you. We'll see you next week here, and look forward to talking with you there. All right. We want to say thanks to Max over here at the Broken Spoke Taphouse. Make sure to come on by. Like I said, if you're a Buffalo Bills fan and you're still trying to figure out what happened Sunday, don't worry. Nobody knows what happened. That was just a freak thing. But like I said, overtime, maybe the rules need to be changed just a bit. And the gentleman who might agree with me on that, go ahead, Mr. Galaz, is Mr. Andrew Galaz. He's from the Las Cruces Public Schools. You see, there's your name right there. So, yeah?
Got the name wrong.
Oh,
okay. We're okay. We're live here. So the first name, Adrian.
Adrian, sorry, Adrian. You see?
It's been a while. Ernesto and I would go back, so I'll let him off the hook.
No, you don't need to let me off the hook. You need to let the producer who put that in there off the. There you go. All right, we'll talk to that person later. So there you go. Mr. Adrian Galaz from Las Cruces. You see how fast I can fix things there? So, Mr. Galaz, it is good to see you. It's been a long time since we have seen each other. That is correct. You are the head administrator over at the Las Cruces Catholic Schools, and you've got a big open house coming up. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how it relates to sports, because everyone wants to know how it works with my kids. Hey, I've got a son that does really well in athletics, but I really want him to do well in academics. How does that work? But first, let's talk about this open house. What's coming up?
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, we have Las Cruces Catholic School. I'm the school principal there. We provide educational services for preschool all the way through 8th grade. We are a Catholic school. We are open to any denomination, so I don't want that to steer anybody away. And yeah, we have an open house next Thursday at our school campus on 1331 North Miranda. Just look us up on our Facebook page. It'll be next Thursday, 6 p.m. for any new families. This is the time where you might want to start thinking about finding that next school for your child for next school year. With a lot going on in our public school systems, charter schools, private schools, we just want to be able to put our name out there and possibly be that next choice for your child.
I tell you what, this is what it comes down to. I know a lot of parents are looking at what looks best for my kid, what's not. Now, what I always want, the reason why I wanted to bring you to is a lot of people think, well, your school doesn't have athletics. My kid cannot participate in things. I can't take that chance. He might be a stud on this, he might be a stud on that. It should be well explained that, as we get into middle school and high school times, yes, there's some things that need to be discussed, but there is opportunities for your son or daughter in athletics at LCCS.
Yeah, so most definitely being on this show and tying it to sports and how we incorporate it at our school. We do provide athletics for our students. Right now, we're more like at the 5th grade level on up. We do have basketball for boys and girls. We're starting our season this weekend. And we have a volleyball season that already took place. I do want to give a shout out to the public schools, to Las Cruces Bantamweight, Tim Hall, and I believe it's Linda Mueller from the Las Cruces Bantamweight Association for allowing our private school to participate against other local public school children. So we have those opportunities available. We're going to have some 5th graders all the way through 8th grade competing against other kids from the district. So we're looking forward to that.
And what sports are you going to be competing in the bantamweight level?
So right now it's going to be basketball. In the past, we've had volleyball as well. with our school. Sometimes we've competed in El Paso, but due to COVID, due to different restrictions, we wanted to stay more closer to home, and so we'll be competing locally here.
So the middle school kids is where the most athletics are going to be, where you can have that part going on. How do you work with students though when it gets past middle school? And is it most of them sometimes might need to go to high school or something if they're going to play, let's say, football or something else or something down the road?
So most definitely, I'll give you an example. So we don't have a football team, but if I have that child out there who wants to come to a smaller setting, smaller private school, Catholic school, they can still play football for their home school. So whichever district boundary that they live in, they can attend our classes for the academic day, but they can still participate for their middle school football team or their middle school basketball team. They have to make a choice. They can't double dip, but obviously we don't have a football team, so they can still attend our school, but still play football for their bigger school to prepare them for that next step, that next jump to high school sports.
All right. So now when they get into the bantamweight sports area part, and I look at this here, let's say they're going to play basketball and stuff, they have to follow state rules. What rules are they following? The bantamweight rules, where do those come in?
We're still following the state mandated rules or whatever LCPS is adhering to and the bantamweight division. So whether it's mask wearing, all those pieces, we'll definitely follow suit with that as well.
I'll tell you what, finding coaches that want to get involved. We have, I guess, I would say some old school coaches that like to take you back and at least know the game really well and not the new age style, a lot of right to the point style coaches.
Yeah, so serving as principal, we were, as educators out there that may be listening, we wear several hats. So I also coach the girls teams. Both my daughters play for the school. And so, yeah, talking about coaching, I like to stress just the fundamentals and hard work ethic. We're not trying to get too fancy at this age. Just introducing them to the game, helping them improve, build self-confidence, make some good friendships with the teammates, and just introducing them to the sport. Middle school is those critical years where I think kids can either develop a passion or develop those skill sets to get them ready for that next level, or this may be their only exposure. So we just want to make it a positive one for all of our students, whether it's at the private school setting or in the public school setting.
Well, I think what parents might want to know, and that's what it comes down to, is that, okay, in some settings, this is going to work well because, let's say, fifth grader. You and I have a daughter that's both in fifth grade and stuff. They went to start in school together. Now she lives in Arizona. But the fact that she can play basketball now, get started early, that could be leading something down the road for her.
Yeah, no, most definitely. For a fifth grade student to have an opportunity to compete at the middle school level, I think it's a blessing. Right now, we have about 5 fifth graders that'll be competing on 2 of our girls' teams. And it's great for them. It's a great way just to kind of measure their skill sets, not get frustrated. They need to understand that they are playing against older girls, but at the elementary level, they're kind of getting the preview as to what middle school sports may look like.
Mr. Galaz, who is playing on the boys basketball and who's coaching on that end? Who's taking that for you?
So right now we have one of our custodian. His name is Ben Atz. He's actually an alumni from our school, young kid, about 19 years old, really good guy, and he's coaching our boys team, as well as one of our teachers, Mr. Barella. And then we have another Mr. Carver, one of our parents, helping out. So we have those gentlemen supporting the boys team. And then my wife, a former college basketball player, she's really the head coach of our girls teams. And I just kind of pretend to know what I'm doing.
You want to give a name shout out?
So Madi Sanchez Galaz,
she's went to which school again?
Went to NMSU.
There
and
you go.
Her pictures on the wall in the Pan Am.
There it is. I was going to say Hall of Famer.
I tell people that I made the Hall of Fame because her name up there is Madi Stella Sanchez Galaz.
Related. That's
and it says Sanchez Galaz, so my name's on there. So I made the Hall of Fame too. But yeah.
And if she's watching, I just got to say we like.
She's actually wrapping up practice right now, so
So she'll get a chance to watch this on her phone, going like, "What's he saying?
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Yeah.
Oh, he's not getting dinner tonight." That's what it's gonna come.
No, it's been good. We just want to get kids active. These past 2 years have been difficult for a lot of students, whether it be our school or other schools, and just getting kids active again, playing sports, participating in front of their family and friends. It's a really exciting time for kids to get back into the swing of things.
So when we look at basketball for boys and girls, is that in 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th that play?
That is
you got
correct.
4 different teams.
So right now in our school we have 4 teams, 2 girls and 2 boys.
2 boys, 2 boys.
Our 8th grade girls, we had. So let me back up a little. We had an 8th grade opportunity in the El Paso division, Catholic School League, but we decided to back out. And so we were able to find an opportunity here for our 8th graders to participate in the bantamweight division.
Okay, so you had to back out, and that's because of COVID. How were the restrictions the last 2 years? I know it's been a while since I've seen you because we haven't seen each other. We haven't been around. But like you said, you had to deal with more of important of education, which is the priority of LCCS. But then here you are looking at trying to get that going and trying to balance athletics. How were you able to, or did you get any athletics played during the pandemic?
So during the pandemic, I will say not no organized sports because it was hard to find anybody to play against. But our kids, we're one of the only schools that were able to provide in-person instruction from beginning of August of last year. And we slowly stepped into those waters because they're unknown for many of us. But just having athletic opportunities within the school setting. And when the pandemic first started, we used to talk about don't let kids play at playgrounds. Don't let them go down the slide. Don't let them play in the swings. But we ventured that way and we allowed it. And we noticed that at that point, there was no risk there. And so our kids have been very active on the playground since last August and still doing so now.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that things have started to move in that direction and getting to that part there. And I also want to point out, what other sports besides basketball and volleyball do you have there? Do you have some soccer, any baseball, any flag football?
In the past, so due to the pandemic, the numbers have fluctuated, things have changed, but we have had, we have track like for our elementary students. In the past, we've had opportunities where elementary kids can compete again against the public school kids at the Field of Dreams. And that's typically like in April where we have like a big track meet. In years past, we do have tennis. We have some tennis players at our school that play with the court side over here off the Cacho Street.
The Lions Club.
Yeah, Lions Club. And
Okay.
so we play in that league as well. So our students can participate again against other students from there. So we have tennis, track, and right now just basketball and volleyball. But we don't have flag football or soccer quite yet. I know there's a new soccer league was getting developed for bantamweight soccer potentially. So that's something that we may explore more next year.
Well, I'll tell you what, you explore this with the fact that you got to have volunteers, you got to have your staff that does double duty. It's like anyone in your staff knows they're going to work 3 or 4 different types of jobs, but it also is part of what this education purpose is, because right now education is still the big thing. With this open house, you can show that. So if any parent comes in and they've got a young child and they're curious about what they can participate in, you're working to do that because knowing that that brings opportunity. Athletics and education really shows sportsmanship and responsibility on the young student.
Yeah, that's correct. So, I mean, whether it be athletics or the arts or STEM or robotics, these are all programs that we want to showcase and talk about. A band, that was another area that took a hit with the pandemic, and blowing wind instruments and those types of things and band programs with all over took a hit. So we're reintroducing that as well and having our kids play instruments once again. So yeah, sports, the arts, academics, everything. The whole child is what we're focusing on at our school in a smaller environment, safe environment, smaller class sizes. A lot of our teachers are from the public schools. They've taught for many years and retired and decided they still have a lot to give, a lot to teach for, and they come over to us and continue that journey.
How are you holding with teachers, knowing that this has been one of the years that we see teacher shortages? I mean, we got the National Guard helping to teach. How are you holding right now to do this?
We're blessed at our school. We have such a hard and dedicated working staff. Thankfully, none of them have been out really extensively due to COVID. But I will say that the teachers that we bring into our building, they always tell me, I wish I would have come sooner. They really just enjoy the opportunity just to teach. They don't need to be micromanaged in some aspects, but they really like the environment that we're in, and they're not in it for the money. Our teachers don't get paid nearly what public school teachers get paid, and that could be another topic. They're really there just for the environment and for the families and for that total package.
How many students are we at right now this year?
So we're approaching 290. We're like at 288 or so. So preschool. It's my 4th year as principal, and we're like in the 270s, 280s. We're approaching 290. So we're maybe looking for that magic number of 300. But a lot of our classes are kind of capping out right now. We try to keep our classes at 20 students or lower. We don't like to really go above that, if at all possible. But we have right now about 2 grades per grade level up until middle school. And we're averaging about 80 middle school students, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. So it's really looking good. We have a preschool program, phenomenal program that is a great way to get your kids started and get that strong foundation. And the message that we just tell parents, because some people will say, well, it's a private school and it's Catholic school, and why do I send my kid over there? And we just want to build a strong foundation for these kids, so when they do get to make the transition to the public schools, to the high schools, that they're ready for all aspects, academics and sports related.
I can attest to this. My daughter spent a few years up till about 3rd grade in this environment, and it was probably the best decision I've ever made. It's helped her out in her new schools that she's doing in the public area, again, because she understood if she's had very much a big leg up compared to others, and that's what you're really looking at here. When you can get your kids, especially improving in math and science, where you guys excel really well at, that makes a big difference down the road. But then when when they can stay ahead, also helps them out when they do get to play, let's say high school football or tackle football or any in-person sports in the higher end where they're trying to get scholarships and everything else. To have that advantage ahead will be something that's key that can then give them the time to practice and get other events done.
Well, I mean, all those points you made right there are exactly why parents do come to our school. And that's not to knock public education. I was a public educator for the public schools for 14 years. I need to go back if I want my retirement. So have lots of good friends in the district still. Phenomenal teachers in the district, phenomenal administrators. It's a different environment, just different opportunities that we do have. Being smaller and having smaller class sizes does help. And so, unfortunately, it's hard to operate that way with a comprehensive high school or a larger school. So I think the goal for us is to make our school more accessible to students. We are tuition based. We do have scholarships available, and just to really serve the community as best as we can by making these opportunities available to other families.
And I just want to point something out there. I work as a radio DJ, okay? Salary-wise, I didn't have enough to do this here, but the opportunities that are there to help parents, like you said, you got scholarships part. There's also the volunteer programs that help with making sure the 290 students are taken care of. It can be done. So this is why a visit to the open house, when you see what it is, find out, have a discussion with this gentleman, and he will sit down and he'll see what can and can't be done.
Most definitely.
You've worked out with that. How many parents do you think you've worked like that with?
There's different, definitely case by case situations where we're here to help out. I mean, I don't want this to come off as like this school is for the rich kids or the elite. I mean, it
wasn't for me.
We have parents. We have kids in the school where grandma's helping out, grandpa's helping out, uncle, brother, scholarships from different areas, and so we want this to be a school for anyone that wants to attend for the right reasons and for everything I've been talking about. So.
Well, like I said, if this is the advantage that you need and you're really serious about developing your child when it comes to sports and academics, like I said, the best thing you can do is have them be ready in the academics part. And once they learn how to succeed on that, succeeding on any field or any playing game with any sport can be key.
Most definitely.
Well, I'll tell you what. I want you to go ahead and tell folks again about this open house, when it's going to be, what time, who they can meet, where they need to go. If you're nervous, please understand you're not the only one that's going to go there that's new. We have a lot of parents that want to check this out, see what it is, because like I said, a lot of parents feel that when you're in a classroom of 30, that's not to knock the schools or anything such. It's just that sometimes that more one-on-one in-person part really makes a difference in a student.
Okay, so yeah, once again, if you're thinking of that new school for your child or maybe transitioning or transferring to a different setting, just this year alone, the past 2 years, we've brought in about 40 new students, and so this year alone another 15 or so brand new students, probably even more than that. But if you're looking to maybe make that switch, the open house is next Thursday. That's going to be February 3rd. It'll be 6 p.m. and you can look us up on the Facebook page, Las Cruces Catholic School Facebook page, or just Google us and call the school and just come meet with administration. We'll give you an overview of the school, show you the campus, and answer any questions, and just hope to see you there. I just want to give a shout out to all educators out there. Thank you for everything that you're doing, because these are tough times for all of us, but we're a community and we have to work together.
And let me just say this, to get this man to come in at this last second is not easy, because he's got to go back to the school, go run another couple of meetings, make sure this gets done. He never sleeps. I don't know how his wife, who was like one of the best basketball players I saw for MSU, handles him, but she does somehow. Our daughters get along. And by the way, this is my community hour, so I'm marked down for 2 hours right now, right? Is that what I get here? Yeah.
Community service. Community service is always a good thing.
You see, I remember this. I know how this gets done. So it looks, okay, put me down for that, because I'm going to have to figure out how to do that for next semester. But like I said, you can figure out, and there's so many things I'll operate the scoreboard, all right, if I need to. So I can do all of that.
I do want to mention one thing, sports related, for all the golfers that are out there. We have a huge fundraiser for the school called the Blarney Golf Tournament.
Oh, that's right, the old Blarney.
And it's going to be in March 18th. It's a Friday, right before spring break. It's a perfect opportunity to get some people together, get a team together, play some golf at Picacho Hills Club. There's all kinds of competitions, silent auction items, lots of fun festivities. So mark your calendar for March 18th for some golf.
By the way, if you didn't know this about Mr. Galaz, he's a boxer. He actually fought Austin Trout not that long ago. When's the next fight there?
I would like a rematch. I feel like I'm in better shape now. Took up a new hobby, running marathons. So Austin, if you're out there, let's do this one more time the right way.
You're calling out Austin Trout, a professional boxer right now.
I'm about 30 pounds lighter, but I think I'm faster. So let's do it one more time for good old sake. This will be the post-pandemic fight of the year. Let's make that happen.
I don't know what to call it. You know, they have names for fights. Remember Rumble in the Jungle, the Thrilla in Manila?
We'll find a name.
I'm gonna say the last time.
The last dance for Mr.
Well, all I know is I'm not gonna do the announcing this time, because sister's gonna want to do the announcing, so I'll let her do it. Okay? Because she's like, give me that microphone here. I'm like, all right, you got it. It'll be great. Once again, people want to reach you, get a hold of you, sir. How can they do so?
again, just look us up online, LCCS online, Las Cruces Catholic School online.org. Or again, just Google Las Cruces Catholic School.
Sorry, I'll fix that there. Oh, we lost the mic there.
My mic is falling off here. And or just call the school and just set up an appointment with our front office, and we'd love to meet you.
All right, we are looking forward to having a great year this year. The open house on Thursday. Seriously, folks, if you have been looking at education alternatives, trying to figure out what's the best scenario, maybe it hasn't worked, maybe you put your kid in 2 or 3 different schools and it's just not working, you'd be surprised how a change of environment can make the difference. Most of all, having that competitive edge. That's what sports is about these days, and it's all the parents that put in a lot of effort and time. Your time can be taken to a whole different level, and you can see the opportunities are there. But I always encourage a parent who parks outside, don't think you figured it out. Wait till you see the school itself. I've always felt that it's a family and environment of students who get along with each other, and they really do. It's a great environment.
Most definitely.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up here from our Mesilla Valley News Sports Podcast of the Broken Spoke Taphouse. Don't forget, tonight, 7 o'clock, boys high school basketball. It's Cruces versus Mayfield. You hear the game right here on Cool Oldies 104.5 FM, AM 570. Jeff Matthews will have the play-by-play, and looking forward to seeing how this game plays out. Hopefully, it should be a good number, first place and second place. Girls basketball going on as well throughout the area. You folks have yourselves a great one for Mesilla Valley News Sports Podcast, brought to you by Ragged Apparel. I'm Ernesto Garcia. We'll see you next week.